Morgan. Cronin didn't take it. Morgan lost it, and Fulton gets it out to Porter. Porter has Brass in support. Brass can't beat all the defence, but he's very close to the line. Pick up his dummy half. Rodinicus calls for it. Running the ball across, trying to link up. Rodinicus will score, he's in. First points of the match, a try to the Sydney skipper, Tom Rodinicus, after 11 minutes of play, and Sydney goes to a lead of 3 points to 0. Walters to Coote, beats in. Got it back inside to Rodinicus. Still gets the ball back. Walters keeping the ball moving. Coote stepping out of tackles. Some good backing up there by Sydney. Taking play to almost down to the country quarter line. Beaton. Backing up his pickup. Sydney once again in a position to attack. Rodinicus, Fulton, setting up Eadie. Here's Eadie, the fullback is going, and the fullback will score with Eadie crossing for the second try for Sydney, almost under the posts. That second try coming up after only 13 minutes of play, scored by Graham Eadie, and the score is 6 points to 0.
Good thinking by the Manly combination. Fulton floated across field slightly. Eadie sensed this and hit him straight. He must do this. He ran onto the ball straight and beat a rather weak tackle by the country man. He must go low. He didn't use the sideline at all. He just went too far across field. Eadie sensed it and just stepped inside. Good try.
O'Reilly. Walters. Stevens. Trying to breach that defence. Walters. Rodinicus on the blind. Reversing it to Fulton. Look at this jarring run from Fulton, swerving all over the place. Up to McMahon and caught.
Wonderful acceleration, Bobby Fulton.
To pick up. Using the other side now. Sydney attacking. Walters put down. Last tackle coming up. Fulton calling for the ball from behind the ruck. And it'll be a short kick. There it is. Bennett for country. Didn't realise he wasn't held. Now he is, though, well and truly by O'Reilly, and Rodinicus is just in the country quarter line. Howlett. Drew the 5'8". Pringle giving pursuit. A beautiful tackle from Pringle.
Great block defence there.
Drew coming back in field. Almost back up to halfway. Donnelly. It's Irving, the other second rower. Bennett. Morgan straight down the middle, looking for his winger. Bickley is flying up outside. Bickley is there, lost the ball. That should have been a try. Drew. Short kick through. Pringle was back waiting for it. Pringle setting the Sydney backline in motion. Mullins is quick, down to McMahon, and he's taken well. Coote, Fulton, Pringle, back inside, Eadie. Walters, Rodinicus, pick up. Fulton, saw the gap and he's gone straight through it. Bobby Fulton under the posts. Sydney to a lead of 11 points to 0 with about 4 minutes to go before the break. Porter to pick up. O'Reilly, Beatson, Eadie, Fulton. Fulton has Mullins inside, a good reverse pass. Mullins trying to beat McMahon, he can't. And
Good
that's twice we've seen McMahon put his opposite number to ground. O'Reilly is just standing in those tackles. Walters gets it away. Stevens, he's over. That try coming from persistent attack. There's only one change for the second half. Brian Wilson, the country hooker, is off. He's been replaced by Jamie Jones wearing jersey number 25. But Sydney taking the ball away from the ruck. This is Rodinicus. O'Reilly to Beatson. Walters kicking it back. Stevens, the second rower for Sydney, up over halfway. Sydney with the ball and trying to throw it around as much as possible. Beatson on the blind side. Brass. Caught there by Bickley and Bennett. Walters. O'Reilly. Bob O'Reilly down the middle and Walters backing up nicely. Walters wasn't held, he didn't believe it. Last tackle coming up, Stevens is dummy half. Pick up, Fulton, Beatson, Pringle. Mullins trying to kick it through. Tackle counter started again, Rodinicus. Fulton across field. Just short of the country line, playing it to Walters. Stevens through, almost in for his second try, but held up and pushed back. Rodinicus, O'Reilly, Pringle. Country having to defend sternly now. Walters from dummy half, he likes going from there and puts it down and scores a try. So after only 2 minutes of the second half, the score is 19 points to 0. To Morgan, Donnelly. Long pass out to the centres where Cronin lost it. Drew. Good long pass out to Myers. Irving. Jones, Donnelly, kick for the line, which isn't a bad looking kick either, and finding touch too. And I think, Jim, perhaps we could have seen Country doing more of that.
It took a second row forward to show them how to do it. A few of the backs should have been doing it earlier, they didn't. Donnelly and Irving have been very constructive in this losing pack today, and it was a good kick there by Donnelly.
Pick up to Brass. Let's pick up again. Eadie out to Fulton. Fulton trying to set Mullins up on the far side. Mullins left the ball behind. The ball is on the ground. Myers has it, passing it inside. Play is still allowed to go on. There are boys running out onto the field with Porter giving chase with the Country half back there. McMahon on the ball, and that's the end of the match, with Sydney Firsts defeating Country Firsts by 23 points to 0. For Sydney, try scored by Eadie, Fulton, Rodinicus, Stevens and Walters, and Eadie kicking 4 goals from 6 attempts. Sydney defeating Country by 23 points to 0 at the Sydney Sports Ground.